Hey you guys, welcome to Charts with the Kimi Sun. This is going to be a video basically explaining how to really find the overall trend of the currency that you're looking for. Many of the mistakes that traders have when they first start out is that they do not understand the overall trend. And not understanding the overall trend is what's going to have you trading against the trend. So I always tell people that the first thing you want to do is that you want to find what the overall trend is. Because once you figure that out, then everything else gets a lot simpler. But if you avoid the higher time frame, then you're going to be trading blinded, and you don't want to trade that way because it's always going to end up messing you up in the long term. So I tell people that are new is that you must start on the monthly. It doesn't matter if you are a short-term trader or anything like that, trading on a smaller time frame. You always need to start on the higher time frame and get a bird's eye view of what's really going on. So when you start on a higher time frame, you basically want to see what is going on, like what is happening on the higher time frame, so that I know what I need to do on the lower time frame. The first thing you want to look for is, where is price coming from? So where is price even coming from? Like, I know price, maybe it looks like it's going up, but where is price coming from? Well, it looks like it's coming from a support area. It looked like it bounced off an area where there were a lot of buyers. So we know that this trend is potentially right now in an uptrend because it came from an area of support and moving upwards. Now, where do I think that this trend is potentially going? Well, we do see the ceiling. So once we see our ceiling, then that gives us the idea of, okay, is my price headed towards the ceiling, or is it already there? So as we see that price has already hit the very first ceiling that we see, so we have an idea in our mind that this possibly could be reversing, or it can shoot up. So we want to have that idea in our mind of what's really going on, so that when we start to zoom in, we won't get so confused. Because if you don't have that analysis on the higher time frame, when you zoom in, you're just going to get confused, and you're going to think that lower time frame is key, and it's not. So have that idea of what's really going on the higher time frame when you take it to the smaller time frame. So now that we know that price has hit the very first ceiling, we see that price came down, and then it had a strong move up. It gave us almost like a flag pattern, broke through, and pushed back up. All right, so this gave us some very strong confirmation that the trend wants to continue to keep moving up. And the sellers that were right here in this area might be invalid since the price already moved up. So the sellers might not be strong in this area. But we also see that we're still in a consolidation, so we just don't know. So we just have to watch the charts to see what happens. All right, so we zoom in. Once we zoom in, we understand that we were at a higher time frame in a seller's area. Now that we know that we're in a seller's area, we need to look at this and see exactly what we see. Well, we see that price pushed back. We see that price pushed back and then gave us a bullish candle saying that it wanted to go back up. Right now, this weekly candle, it has 2 more days, and it's almost like it's not giving us a bearish signal, but we still have 2 more days before the candle close, so we want to wait. So what we do is that we just zoom in a little bit more and see what's going on. Well, we also see that price shot down. It hit this area right here, which broke through, came back and gave us our pullback, came up and came back down and gave us another touch right here with our area of our retest. All right, so there was 2 touches right here. So that means that the touch is still not, the touch is not as, trying to find the perfect word so you guys can understand. It's not, it hasn't been so much abused yet, pretty much. It had 2 touches on it, which means that there's a possibility that there's still orders at this area. So price could go down and touch this area and come back up. You got to understand that when there aren't a lot of touches, there is a possibility that price could come back down into that area. When there are a lot of touches, that means that they took a lot of orders and that price might not be significant at the moment. But right now, we only have a touch right here and a touch right here, which means that there is a possibility that we could come back down and get another touch. But we do not know. We do not want to predict. We do not want to just sit here and just have in our minds that this is what's going to happen. We have to let the charts tell us what it's going to do next. So then we zoom in. We see that price came down and we're in a consolidation area. So I love consolidation areas because it pretty much lets me know that there's something going on and a move is about to happen. We do see that price came from a seller's area right here, and then it was trying to come down. We're in a consolidation area, so we have to still wait until we see what is going to happen. We zoom in. We see that right now we're still in consolidation and price is still trying to do what it needs to do. So when this happens, this is a really great example right here, because when this happens, all we have to do is wait for the candle to break out of the consolidation. That's all we have to do. Once we wait for the candle to break out of consolidation, then we will know where the direction is headed with this trend. We know from the higher time frame that the candlestick came from a support area. It reached a resistance. It is in an area of sellers. So right now we know that this potentially could go down and hit this area right here, but we do not know. It's in a consolidation, so this is where we just continue to wait. Waiting is always very hard for a lot of people because most people, they just want to get in the trade now. And this is where you have to sit here and be patient, because if you get in the trade because you don't want to wait and you go and put a buy in and say, oh, I think this is going to go up. So you put a buy in right there. Now you done sat here and really your profit is going in and out because you don't know how to sit there and just wait for the opportunity to come to you. The thing is that I had to learn when it came to trading is that the opportunity is always going to come to you. It is always going to come in your face. But the thing is, do you have the patience to sit down and wait for that opportunity to come to you? Don't just rush the trade. Wait. You got to understand, each 4-hour candlestick happens all the time, but you have to be the one to sit here and wait for that opportunity to come to you so that you'll be able to catch it when it comes. And that's just called being a sniper and just being ready when it does happen. All right. So you don't want to get in this trade and put a buy in and then now you're in and out of the money and you're confused and you've been in here for what? 2-3 days and you just don't understand what's going on. And that's what causes you just to get out your trade and you end up losing money because you had to pay sometimes a fee, pay your broker for that trade, and it's just very unnecessary. So it's just smart to just be very smart with your money and just wait for the opportunity to come. So once you wait for the opportunity to come, then we strike. Right now with this one, we are in a consolidation area. So anytime you're in a consolidation area, you just have to sit here and wait until price breaks out. Now, if price breaks out of this to the upside, then you wait for that pullback and then you get in and then you ride it up. But if price ends up coming down and breaking the box, then it's going to have a pullback. You get in on that pullback and then you ride the trend down to the next area where there are strong buyers. All right. So it's just really a waiting game and you just have to see where the market is going. Don't try to guess. Just wait and be patient and watch the charts, and the chart will tell you exactly what's going to happen, you guys. I hope this video helped. It really helps to understand just how to go from a higher time frame and work your way down. And that's the best way to do it when it comes to looking at the charts, because if not, you're going to come down here to a 4-hour chart and think it's the best thing in the world, not realizing what's really happening on the higher time frame. Once you know what's happening on the higher time frame, you guys, the smaller time frames get so much easier. All right, so make sure you focus on your time frames. All right, so thank you. If you guys like this video, please give me a like, a comment. If you have any questions, just let me know. Go to my website, check it out, and then you'll see more lessons from Charts with the Kimi-san.